Chickadees. I made some friends with the neighbor chickens. We're friends, me and the neighbor chickadees. What you doing up there? It's a very dead tree. Well, I know it's not dead, but oi! I mean, branches aren't supposed to do that. We're out here doing some yard work. Today is January 13th, I think. It's Sunday. Not January 3rd. We're up here. We've got a little fire going over there, burning out a stump. We finally got this pile of branches kind of broken down into various piles, and we're burning them slowly. We're also going to use them in the springtime for planter beds. But right now, Luca is trimming this tree. Our sad little tree. She's got so much less branches, but she'll be so happy and healthy, and she's going to grow so much better fruit. And Luca just had to climb back up into the tree because he left his pruners up there, so he did it on purpose. Don't let him tell you otherwise. Something like a good windy day to do a little bit of a progress update. It's been a very long time since I filmed because a lot of what we were working on was in the yard, and there just wasn't anything truly of interest to film. But now that we've got a bunch of it done, I think I'll give you a little tour. So we're about to go through the garden. All right, so this is our grapevine. We've been transplanting a bunch of stuff from our current place over. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grapevines in right now, and then another one that we're holding on to. This is our new orchard. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what all is in here. Some of them have tags, some of them don't. That's a plum tree. This is a peach tree, and that's Julian and Luca. And we dug these out. We planted this orchard back in November and have since expanded it. And then this is our planter beds. So they're terraced because there's actually a ton of grade change here, if you can't see that. And these guys don't have anything in them yet, but they're going to be various vegetables, lettuce, tomatoes, I don't know, other vegetables. And this is our potato field. So this whole little patch, this is probably a good 200, 300 square feet, is going to be all potatoes. And then our happy little raised bed made of wood that came out of the house. We have 1 and 2 blueberries. And this whole thing is going to be filled with strawberries and flowers and various herbs and stuff like that. So this is what we've been working on for the last month or so while we're waiting for the weather to get better. Which it finally is. It's the end of February. It should be happy, nice and better weather coming up this next month. So that's what we've been working on. Chickadees, chickadees. I made some friends with the neighbor chickens. We're friends, me and the neighbor chickadees. There you go, chickadees. Bark. 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 Come, Grace. So we have a little side project that we're working on. We are building a beehive house. In Slovenia, they're called Aja hives. Maybe I'll attach a photo of one. But they are little houses that you basically put the hives into. It's kind of complicated. But we, 2 weeks ago, we excavated into the hillside. We're at the bottom of the property, at the bottom of our garden. The house is up there, as you can see. So we reused concrete that we pulled off of the old add-on and some boards from the house to build this concreted foundation. Luca is currently taking nails out of boards that we pulled out of the house that we're going to use as our foundation framing. And we're not going to finish the beehive today, but we're going to get the framing done. And hopefully it'll be done next week. Luca's building the beehive. This is the frame. We have the columns up. Say hi, Luca. No. Say hi, Marc. That's Marc. He's from America, WorkAway, helping us out. And Luca's up there in the back. Hi, Luke.
Congratulations, Marc. You'll be on YouTube.
If you want, I'll blur your face out.
Hi, Mom.
Hiker Cafe. Morning from Zavina. We are unwrapping the burrito that is our set concrete. So it's just Luke and I up here today. We sent Luke and Marc off on their happy ways. And by sent them off, they left back to their lives. But we are finishing the wall. So we poured this concrete with Marc and Luke over a week ago. But it had really, really terrible weather. So we couldn't come up and finish it. So today, hopefully, we will be able to, just the two of us, finish this wall today. And we will have a happy retaining wall. And so we can do something about this terrible slope and also have a place to put some of the dirt that we're digging out from the foundation. Yay! That's a nice wall. I like that wall. I don't like walls, but I like this wall. It's the best cinder block wall we've built today. Good job. Okay, so we have a wall. It's very exciting. It's actually a huge, huge deal that this is done. This felt like a really big project that we got done with no short part, and thanks to Marc and Luke, but we are just, and Luca. So basically why this is here, because we haven't actually explained the plan here. So as you can see across the entire property, there's a lot of slope. And we would like, and we also are going to be digging a lot in the foundation. We've already started digging out some of the dirt, and that's got to go somewhere. So we're basically building, we're killing two birds with one stone. We're building an infill here so that we're going to be able to put all of the dirt that we're taking out from the house here. And then that way we can level all this out. And then in the future, this will be a workshop. And so this will be, or an outdoor entertaining space, or both. And so this will be nice and level, and then this will be super usable. And first we need a retention wall, and so that's why this is here. Also, if you're wondering why it looks a wee bit janky, that's because all of these cinder blocks came off of that old add-on. If you remember that there used to be a little building there for cooking down lard. Well, it got torn down. We had all these cinder blocks. And so we reclaimed them and put them here. We will have to, because this wall is actually going to get extended all the way down to where the old garden is. So we only built this section because there's a whatchamacallit, stump that needs to get pulled out. But we built this section first, and then we're going to add on to it here. We will have to buy new cinder blocks for that chunk. But for this whole thing cost... How much do you think this wall costs, Luca?
No, 20 bucks.
20 bucks maybe? Yeah, that's the power of reuse, people. Hello, lovelies. Today is March 18th, coming to you from Zavina. It has been a while since I've done like an actual just like talking video. In fact, I think it's been like 2 months or so. But we are officially moving on to spring, and I was in the middle of editing our winter video, realized that none of it really made any sense, and I hadn't really done a lot of completion stuff. So I figured that before I go into kind of moving into spring, I'll just do a little wrap up for you and show you all of the here's and there's, the thises and that's that we did for the last 4 months, because it was a busy time, but we did take a bunch of time off, and we were working a bit sporadically here and there on smaller projects because the days were short and the weather was cold, whatever. So I'm going to show you what we've done, where we are starting here, March 18th, for moving forward into spring, and where we're going from here. So huge update that we didn't ever announce to anybody, but we bought a car actually. She's a little Volkswagen Kati. She's really cute. She doesn't have any back seats, so this whole thing, it's like not a minivan in the terms of like parents owning minivans, but it's a mini small van, which is really great. It's been super useful, and when the weather warms up just a wee bit more, we're going to use it to camp here overnight when we have, like, especially coming like the summer when it's going to be really hot in the middle of the day. This has the garbage removed for the first time, thank freaking God, and then I dumped a thing of cement on the ground, so it still looks like trash. But say hello to our beautiful property, and even a bigger hello to our 1,000-liter water cistern. This thing is collecting rainwater off of half of the house. It was full yesterday, but we actually transferred a bunch of the water into here. So this is a big freaking, trash can, and it only took like one section down. Onto the garden. So one regret that I have is that when I started filming, I didn't really do like a before of the property, because I didn't know exactly what we were gonna do. I didn't think anybody would care much about what we were doing out here, but apparently that was untrue. But this is what we have. So back in November when Matt and Mickie were here, there was a tree where this fire pit is, a tree in front of where that pallet is sitting, a tree on that pile of garbage over there, and then there was a tree over here where this box is, where I'm kind of pointing right now. So Matt and Mickie helped us level most of those trees and then process them into piles of different sized wood that we can use in various things. So this, we are burning the stump out, and it has become our fire pit where we've had several a nice barbecue since we've been up here. We were barbecuing yesterday with Erasmus and Monty, actually. And we're gonna have this stump be pulled out by the neighbor with his tractor so we can finish this wall that I will get to in a minute. And then where that box is over here, that's our planter for our blueberry, that actually was a tree that fell in the winter storm we had, and it was really sick and it was literally rotting in the middle. But they helped us do that, so thank you guys for that. But what this wall is, I kind of have described it, and if it's redundant, I guess I'll take this out. But well, you can see it actually, it's now. So we're putting this retaining wall in here, and we haven't finished it yet because we need the neighbor to take this stump out. But we're gonna pour this all the way here, and then all of this rubble that you see here, this came out from under the foundation. So this is all just dirt and rock with like some clay tiles and stuff that aren't gonna harm the environment or harm the ground soil, and we're infilling it here, and then that way this will all get leveled and we'll have a nice usable space up here. This is the trench that we dug, and so you can see how big that wall is gonna be and how long it's gonna be. It's not gonna be very tall. If it was tall, we'd have to have an engineer, but it's not gonna be that tall, so we don't need an engineer, luckily. The last few months, we've also finally gotten our heads straight and made ourselves a little material yard. So we have the rock that we had delivered. That's all rock that's come out of the property or from around the house. Cinder blocks that we haven't used quite yet. Chimney blocks that probably almost killed my husband and Julian. A bathtub. And then the rest of the giant planks that we have not used yet around the property. And then also this pile of wood. And then over there, if you can see in the background, that's our lumber that's going to go into the house. So it all kind of lives here. And then over there, I guess I can show it, it's not that it really matters, is our sand pile. So this is what we use for mixing sand around the property. And then this is the beginnings of our little future Christmas tree farm. They're very small. Here, I wanted to say hi to our friends, chickadees. Pretty some chickadees. Yeah, pretty some chickadees. Cheeky, 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 cheeky. These guys wander around our property a lot. Yeah, come here, pretty some. Pretty some. They're very friendly. Yeah, hi, babies. I don't have any corn for you, but hello. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Say hello to the internet. Do you want a dandelion? Yes, we like dandelions. This is like a functional update we haven't said a single thing about, but actually this was one of the more grueling jobs that we had Mickie and Matt do back in the day, which was dig this pipe trench out. So this is a thing that we learned after we put in the orchard, which was that this sand. So this drain, all of this barn on the neighbor's house doesn't have a gutter. So all of the rain comes off, flows onto the street, and then goes into this drain. And well, for 20 plus years, it's just gone onto meadow and it wasn't hurting anything. Well, the outflow, which is about right here underground, flowed directly onto our orchard and was flooding our trees out like instantly. So we had to dig a trench under here, which, by the way, this was also a rock dump, so there's a crap ton of rocks under here, and then reroute it through this drainage ditch along the property line, and it flows out down there by the manure pile. So it's functional. It's been doing its job. It's been keeping the orchard relatively dry. Only one low spot where we're going to plant some water-loving vegetables, probably. And then eventually we're going to replant this with like a bunch of probably irises or water-loving grasses to kind of slow the water down, and so it doesn't keep creating all this erosion, because there's a ton of erosion in here because a lot of water flows down this channel. Okay, and so now we're going to get to the fun part. This is the garden. So right now we're leaving this all as meadow because it's a little too much for us this year, but we have so many plants, some that we've bought, some that have been gifted to us, some that we rehomed, some that came up from our property down in Zagorje. But this is our grapevine. So we're running our grapevines all along the fence here because they're pretty deer resistant. Yes, we do have deer up here, which is also why we have this big fence with these posts that were collected by Luca's dad from the forest. They're just young dead spruces. And they've done pretty good at keeping the deer out. So we have a lot of deer that live around here because we have lots of forests around here. Oh, sorry, door. And then Luca also just planted this little happy little rose. It literally is just like a few sticks in the ground. You may not even notice it, but it's a rose. So welcome to our orchard. So these are all what are called dwarf trees in the world of agriculture. So dwarf trees don't get very big. They're roughly the size of this one here at full maturity if you continue to prune them back. So they're not going to get very big. That's why they're spaced so close together. Okay, this is a tree, believe it or not, but it is a running joke with me and Luca. This is a tree. It is a 30 € stick that we own that will grow into an asamine tree, otherwise known as a pawpaw tree. But for right now, it is roughly the size of a raspberry cutting, which to me is just humorous. This is a mulberry tree that we will plant over here next to the shed, but obviously there's nothing to plant there yet, so it's living in here for now. And in between we have various things planted. So we have a bunch of raspberries that we pulled out. This is a bay leaf plant in our rosemary that looks very sad. I don't think it's loving the wind up here, but oh well, we do get a lot of wind up here. And then this is our garden patch. So we just planted this the other day. This has various onions, arugula, spinach, other stuff. I don't remember. Luca was in charge of the planting. I was in charge of the digging. And then this will be our potato patch. So we've already planted half of it. So you can kind of see where the rows are. So this part that looks actually groomed a little bit, that already has potatoes in it. So far nothing is sprouting because it's only been here for 2 days. And then we will plant later, like not early potatoes down here in this section. It's kind of cute. Please appreciate our pathways. All of these boards came out of the house, and you can tell they've been outside all winter. The idea is this is pretty much the only thing they're useful for besides maybe burning. So these are our pathways, and they'll decompose and put all that nutrient back into the ground. And we don't have to pay to remove them, and we're not sending anything to a landfill. So, and then you can kind of see we have little pieces of charcoal throughout here. All of that are the branches that Mickie and Matt helped us break down from all the trees that we felled and the trees that we pruned, and we burned them all and then kept them in what is called natural charcoal and put them all into the garden beds. So it's all going back into the property. It's all going back into the earth. Apologize in the background. You might hear a lot of grunting, and I will tell you it is springtime and the neighbor has cows. So you do with that information what you will. Look at our happy daffodils. These were a happy surprise. They just kind of popped up, and apparently we have a little field of daffodils. They're actually been out here for a while, so they're flowering out, and we've picked a bunch of them, so because they're cute. I'd like to personally thank Adam from Hungary. You helped us dig this top. I believe you helped us dig this top one So when you were tilling soil with me, that's what it became. We're so grateful to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, especially working after dark and in the cold, and oh, what a king you are. And then to Julian, our dear friend Julian from France, this was all you, man. You and I cherish that memory of you and I taking this out with just a wheelbarrow and a hoe. So, oh, it was a lot of work, and we're so grateful to you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for helping us build these beds. So, Julian helped us with this, and all of this wood, by the way, came out of the house, so it's all being recycled. Bottom of the trench, I just kind of worked my way down here. You can kind of see how it's spilling off now. So all of this like fresh soil, it might be hard to see on camera, but you can see where the stream has basically started rerouting stuff down, and the water just kind of flows down into the field. This pile of dirt all is the topsoil that came off of all of this. So we basically scraped off the top first with a hoe, took off the topsoil and the grass, and then removed it, and then that's the undersoil that we tilled up. Well, it needed to go somewhere, so it's here. I don't know. Oh, there's a baby. Hello, baby. Hello, bumblebee. Can you see the happy bumblebee? Bumblebee. That's okay. Speaking of bumblebees, whabam. This was a big project. Holy moly, Kazoli, was this a big project. But this is a traditional Slovenian style beehive. This will house 8 to 12 different families of bees in it, and it will have little paintings on the front. But this was completely designed and constructed by Luca. The foundation was dug with the help of Adam, also this giant concrete thing. That footer actually came off of up at the house of the old add-on, and Adam helped Luca haul it all the way down this hill. Bless your soul, thank you. And then Julian helped construct the base here. He helped us lay the mortar and do the base foundation, and then Marc and Luke came in and basically helped us finish it out. This is one of Luca's passions, is beekeeping, and we're amateur beekeepers, and I don't know, this has been a long time dream of ours, and it's mostly reclaimed materials, some new lumber, but mostly reclaimed, and this feels so good. However, the one thing I'm jealous of is that the bees have the best view in the property. Look at this. Pardon me, babies. Like, look at that. This is what they get to look at every day. I am so jealous of my own bees on my own property. It's ridiculous. So our property actually doesn't go down to the street. It actually runs kind of this way up until that walnut tree, which does belong to us. But you can tell which ones are ours because ours are painted. Why are they painted, Allison? That's such a weird thing to do. Why would you color your trees white? Well, stranger who didn't ask, this is lime. It is a lime wash. It's actually a kind of an adaptation that Slovenians and other people in the Balkans have taken for climate change. That if you do this, it not only does it prevent, it prevents things from growing on the tree, it kills the fungus, and it also delays blooming. So here in Slovenia, with the changing climate, we deal with a lot of early frost. So basically, like this year, we've had a lot of trees, a very, very warm spring, as I think everybody has had. So the trees are blooming very early, which means that they are susceptible to deep freezes. And when they freeze, those buds will fall off and the flowers fall off. You get no fruit. This has happened several years now. And so this helps delay that from happening. So we put it on our trees to hopefully get some nice apples this year. Hello, baby. Just a little bit of information for you about what we're planning on doing moving forward is this plan. So up here will all be like garden cultivation space, but we're planning on leaving this bottom part of the property pretty wild in a way. Like, not wild in terms of just like letting it go, but keeping it as a meadow, and also doing some strategic planting of edible plants that can be found in Slovenia. And that way we can preserve some of the meadow, and making sure we're having plenty of space for the pollinators, especially for our pollinators that we're bringing in. And one thing that we planted down here, this is our blackberry bush. So we're not going to trim it or anything. We're just going to let it kind of go buck wild. We have what we think is a lilac here that came off of up there. We replanted. Lucas says it's alive. I think it's dead, but time will see. And then we just put this guy in. This is at a hazelnut tree or hazelnut bush. So we're just going to kind of plant some stuff down here, not maintain it very much, and just let nature do its thing down here. We've also seeded some wildflowers, not that they need seeding down here, but we thought it would kind of help it along. So we aerated out the meadow down here, and we're just going to kind of preserve a little bit of the wild wilderness up here. And then the last couple things I'll show you. This is the violet field. This was another pleasant surprise. You can really see how many violets we have. I've been wanting to make violet jelly, but it just kind of hasn't happened this year because we're just kind of crazy busy. And then this is a new walnut tree that we planted the other day. So, and then little forage information for you. These are called trumpets, and they're actually edible. So, hello, bee. This is a honeybee, probably from the beehive down the way. We will have a lot that look a lot like him. So thank you, bee. Appreciate your work. So that's a lot of it. There was a lot of here's and there's, but a lot got done. But we are just so excited. So much work has been done. This is where we're working at. So from here on out, it's all uphill. Before we go on, I just wanted to do my monthly thank yous to everybody. I had to write a list because I forgot everybody who helped, because we've just been doing so many sporadic things here and there since November. And so if I forget you, please comment. Please text me if you don't have my phone number. Just tell me, and if you helped on anything, and I will shout you out in our next video. I promise. It's been kind of a long time, so please bear with me. But a big thank you to Matt and Mickie. Way back in November, we wrapped up a video right before they left, but they helped us plant the trees. They dug a lot of trenches for us in the cold. Thank you to Julian from France for everything. Thank you to Luke and Marc from Colorado Springs for coming out to help us. You guys were amazing, phenomenal. It was, I haven't had so much fun working up here as I did with you guys, mixing concrete, digging holes, singing songs, talking about whatever, you know. I often miss having Americans around, and I always like to be able to make jokes about Red Robin and somebody actually laughs at them. So that was a real treat. And thank you guys for just getting in and doing the work, and for teaching us how to do a time lapse. Holy crap, that's been a game changer. In our next video, we probably won't have to do it vertical. We'll probably be doing it horizontal because you guys taught us how to do a time lapse. Thank you. And thank you for working like a 12-hour day with us. And it was just so much fun. We had a great time. You guys are welcome back anytime. All of our WorkAwayers, you guys are welcome back anytime, for real. We really appreciate having you here, and it's just been such a delight, and the entire place is just filled with amazing memories. Every time I look somewhere, I have an amazing memory with a new friend that I've made, and I'm really grateful to you guys for that. So I think that's all, folks. If you are randomly finding us on the internet for whatever reason, and you are on WorkAway and you find this project interesting and you want to come help, you can actually find us on WorkAway. It's linked in our page. You can apply. Just text me through WorkAway and we'll see if you can come out. If you, for any reason, want to support us in any sort of way, the best way to do so is to actually donate to my nonprofit that I run. I'm the president of Tiny Villages Incorporated in Colorado, where we are building sustainable tiny homes for the unhoused. If you want to support me, the best way to do is go buy a t-shirt, tell a friend about it, donate to our campaign, April Care Packages, Tiny Villages Cares, where we're building care packages for unhoused folks in Colorado. That's the best way that you can support me. Otherwise, leave a comment, wish us, and keep up with what we're going on. So we love you guys so much. Ciao.